Good morning, people. Today we are going to do another trek. As you can see, I am in the middle of a tea estate. We are in Dayagama today, Dayagama West to be exact. You can see the Dayagama West tea factory over there. If I turned you around, you can also see the Dayagama West waterfall. We just named it as Dayagama West waterfall. Beautiful place, looking absolutely breathtaking. Today we are going to do a hike from Dayagama to New Zealand Farm in Ambewela. But as we speak, there's a tuk-tuk coming in, so I'm going to have to give way for it to move. Let's walk towards there. So our trek, you need actually permission to enter the New Zealand Farm from the Dayagama side. Let me show you the tuk-tuk that is coming up. There it is. Right. Okay, he signaled that he's going. Okay, so we obtained the permission, but we might not go all the way to the New Zealand Farm itself because of the time of the day. We were about 1 hour late coming in and starting our trek. Therefore, we might not go all the way to the New Zealand Farm itself. And the beautiful Horton Plains is somewhere over there, not to the factory side. I think at this angle. Let me even turn you around. Look at that Dayagama West waterfall. That's beautiful. And there's another tuk-tuk coming in, I think. Probably a lorry. Yeah, another tuk. And Horton Plains is towards that side, so we'll be trekking towards there. And I can see the Dayagama West waterfall beautifully. We'll wait for the tuk-tuk to move. Alright. So stay tuned, folks. This is going to be another video series of our trek. Hopefully the rain gods will stay away. It's been raining here for the last couple of days, typically in the evening. So we plan to end our journey before it starts raining. And once again, let me show you, turn you around, and the Dayagama West factory and the waterfall. Because this is a site I don't want to leave in a hurry. Looking absolutely breathtaking. There she is over my shoulder now. Right, what more I can tell you? Just stay with us, and this is Sri taking you on another beautiful trek in the hill country of Sri Lanka. You can see more in the upcoming videos. Cheerio and stay safe. Right, you can see my trekking partners are carrying on this beautiful estate roads, and the sun is actually directly in front of us, but at an angle. So I'm going to stay within this field of view because I don't want it messing up the lens. Right, the beautiful Agrabah River is below us. With that, there is the beautiful Agrabah waterfall. I'm sure you might have seen a couple of videos I had taken a few years ago. If not, go do a search in my channel. You should be able to find them. The beautiful Horton Plains is towards that side. That's where the beautiful Horton Plains is. The mountain in front, covered by a patch of clouds, is the Agrabah Path, the mysterious Agrabah Path that has legends going all the way back towards Ravana era. You can see what a beautiful lady that is. She is dressed up for the occasion. Right, and this is the Dayagama East that you are looking at. And I can also show you the Dayagama East tea factory. And this is the tea estate continuation. Right, okay, to the right now, beyond this tree is the Dayagama East tea factory. This is where you the tea factory you see when you do the Dayagama Horton Plains trek. Remember, that's also prohibited. You need special permission to do it, but when we did it last time, we could see this tea factory from where we came out into the Dayagama east side. Right, let me zoom in and show you the factory. That's a beautiful place. That's the Dayagama tea factory, Dayagama east to be exact. And sorry about that, I just zoom out quite faster than I expected. And then moving to the right, these are the beautiful upcountry tea hills. One of the key export successes of Sri Lanka. And Ceylon tea is renowned all over the world for its premium quality. And if you are watching this video from one of those countries who enjoy Ceylon tea, I'm sure you know the quality of that tea. Okay people, I think it's time for me to make a move. Remember, I told you in the previous video that we are about 1 hour behind. So we need to make a move on, and we'll see you with more videos during our journey towards the New Zealand farm from Dayagama. I also would like to do this Dayagama Horton Plains trail once again, but I would need to seek special permission from the wildlife department. Let's hope I will be able to get it and do it sometime in the future. Right, for the time being, this is Sri signing off from Dayagama East. I'll see you with more videos as we go along. Cheerio! Right, this is the road that we came uphill. Our elevation gain is about 1100 feet already. We must have trekked for about more than 4 kilometers if I'm not mistaken. You can see we are still in this Dayagama West tea estate, looking at the Dayagama East end. You can see there are line houses, tea factories scattered over these green hills. Moving to my left is where the Horton Plains is, beyond these foreground tea estates. The Agrabah, which originates from Horton Plains, can also be heard rather than seen, because we saw it on our way uphill through the trees. There are a couple of waterfalls created by the Agrabah. The Agrabah Falls, the proper Agrabah Falls is somewhere up over there. You can see the Agrabah Path mountain to the left, and if I'm not mistaken, to the right is the Kirigalpotha. It's a bit tricky one, but I guess that's the Kirigalpotha that you can see from here. So the entrance to the Horton Plains from Dayagama side is somewhere there. So the proper Agrabah Falls is also somewhere in this frame. If I zoom in further, somewhere over there. Unfortunately we can't see it clearly, but trust me, it's there, because we once came there and took videos. You can see there is endless views of the tea estates creating this beautiful greenery, and we can hear the tractor coming uphill, I think, to collect the tea leaves. And our journey has to continue further to this end. You can see this is the estate road that we have to continue our journey. Right, it's been going tough because the sun is blazing down, but we are worried about the rain that usually comes during the early afternoon, so we want to avoid it if possible by all means, because it will be very tough going downhill, as these estate roads are extremely slippery when it's raining. So we want to avoid rain if possible, and I really hope, I'm praying to the rain gods to keep the rain away until we end our journey successfully. This is the third video if I'm not mistaken, people, and so we'll see you with more videos on our way. And I'm getting hungry too. It's time for us to grab some sandwiches, continue our journey. Right people, we are on this trail between Dayagama and New Zealand Farm, Ambewela. You can see this is the path, which is quite prominent because this path is being used by the people who live in Dayagama, and they go to work in Ambewela New Zealand Farm every day. So this path is quite prominent, as you can see. We were also informed by the villagers that there are some other tourists, especially the foreigners, use this trek to do a bit of trekking. There was also mentioned that the postman who works between Dayagama and Ambewela use this path to cover both areas, to distribute the letters and post. Right, this is the path that we came up. The elevation here is just crossed 6,100 feet. We started at 4,500, so we have gained in terms of elevation 1,600 feet. In terms of distance, we trekked, I think, close to 7 kilometers during the last 2 hours or so. It's been tough because of the sun, but if you see these black clouds coming from the Horton Plains end, are not a good sign. I'm a little worried now because we are yet to go to our destination. Already we can see these black clouds coming up. That's the Ambewela side. Beyond that mountain is the Ambewela Farm. If you can remember, when you look from the Ambewela Farm, you can see this mountain beautifully over the grass fields. So we'll have to go on this path. This is the path, the continuation to the gap over there, then make our way downhill towards the New Zealand Farm. As I told you previously, we might not be going to the New Zealand Farm itself, even though we have permission, because of the time factor and the weather factor. We don't want to get caught in the rain. Therefore, we might not go to the farm. We might go to a place where we can see the farm, then turn around. Let's see how it goes. It all depends on the time and the weather. I'm really hungry because this is one of those treks that we didn't stop for breakfast early on. So it's getting really hungry. My tummy is making all sorts of noises, complaining about lack of food. So we are going to trek for another 10 or so minutes because and see if we can find a shady spot to have our breakfast, so that we can enjoy a little break for our body as well as some food for our tummies. Right, people? I haven't done a lot of videos in this path because there are no like weaving points. Therefore, you might not see a lot of videos during this bit of the trek. Right, I'll be seeing you later on with more videos, especially at the breakfast point. See you later. Okay, I've done a bit more trekking and thought I'll do a video here because it looks a better place because we get some clearing up here, so it's easy to do a video and I can show you the peaks of Agrabah Path and Kirgalpotta from here. If I were to zoom in, you can see to the left Agrabah Path, to the right is the Kirgalpotta, if I'm not mistaken. I'm still not quite sure whether it's the Kirgalpotta or it's the extension of the Agrabah Path. Difficult to make out from this angle. Nevertheless, on the front is definitely Agrabah Path. And as you can see, this is typical mountain forest. But I was very sad to see there were some garbage left by some of these careless trekkers. It's a great pity because we saw some polythene wrappers, biscuit wrappers, and even some paper left carelessly by these people, which is a great pity. I wonder when we will learn as a nation to respect the mother nature and start protecting our country. And this is the mountains towards the separating Dayagama and Ambewela Farm. You can see in the foreground, and in the valley below, between where I am standing and that rocky outcrop, is some sort of a river water stream. You can probably hear the stream. There is one close to me also, but somewhere there's a huge stream that goes downstream, and these are the natural water resources we must work really hard to save for the future, because the day we lose our natural springs and these water resources, it will be the end of us. This is the path we have to continue our journey, people. You can see this seems to have been a very wide jeep track, probably during the colonial era, where those people did plantations and the farming both together. They must have used this as a way of connecting Ambewela to Dayagama, but over time these have overgrown by the forest, which is a good thing, I think. Now is being used only by the foot traffic. Right, I think it's time for me to make a move faster. You can probably see my colleagues are trekking ahead of me, panting like dogs. Anyway, let's go and see what's there in front. And also, needless to say that I'm hungry as a starving wolf. Let's go and find out what's there in front and whether my friends have found a better place for us to take a break and enjoy our sandwiches. Okay people, stay tuned. I'll be seeing you soon. Okay people, we are just about touching distance from being able to see the Ambewela farm from here. We've been trekking, I think, for the last 3 hours or so. Our elevation gain is just crossed the 1800 feet mark. We are at 6200 plus. So that's towards the Ambewela farm. But the bad news is there are some black clouds coming from where we came from. I'm going to show you that. This acts as a sort of like a V-cut. Remember? There are the Bamarakan, the famous V-cut. And also we found another V-cut in Templestowe of Roselle. There are videos of both of them in my channel. Check them out if you want to. But this also acts sort of like a V-cut. You can see that's the where we came from, Dayagama side, Horton Plains and all that on that area. Agrabah Path, Kirigalpotta, Dayagama East, Dayagama West, all of them on that side. But I'm worried about those clouds. I wonder if it's already raining towards that side. But it's a given that it will be raining towards the afternoon, especially in the Horton Plains and Dayagama areas. So folks, it's nice and chilly here. You can see there is no sun. It's hidden, so I can't wait to go and see over there. Because I know this Ambewela farm looks absolutely breathtaking. So we want to go and have a look. But we've decided not to continue our journey all the way to the farm because we are pressed for the time. And you can see there's that like tiny hill like thing in the middle. That's the Kandela mountain. I'm sure we can also see the Haggala mountain clearly over there, and those famous windmills of Ambewela New Zealand Farm. We'll go there and probably do 2 more videos, one with the wide angle and zooming in for those locations, and another with my vlog, and let's see what happens. My team is already over there enjoying the view, so I'm just being left behind. So I want to go and meet with them. I'm just walking towards this where we came from so that you get a better view of this road. You can see it looks a massive jeep track which had been in use, constant use in the past. Right folks, let's, without much ado, we'll go and enjoy the view from there. Okay people, you can see the Ambewela New Zealand Farm here. That's looking absolutely breathtaking. Don't mind the background noise because there are a couple of workers who are also going towards the New Zealand Farm making a phone call. You can see this is a distant view where we can see. So we decided to stop our journey from here because we are actually pressed for time. We need to get back and the rains are on the way, so we don't want to get caught to the rain. You can see the surrounding views of New Zealand Farm. We can also see the reservoir in the middle. I'm going to zoom in a little while, but for the time being I'm just going to give you this wide angle view so that you can get an idea as to what this place is like. It's looking absolutely breathtaking. You can also see there are so many buses parked in the car park, probably with the tourists coming in because this is the holiday season, today being a Friday. And you can see those are the 2 workers that who are on their way to the farm. I think one is giving directions to the other, and I'm going to zoom in now so that you can get a better view. This is the farm. You can see the farm buildings. You can also see the windmills in Ambewela farm. Let me zoom in further. You can see Haggal in the distance, folk. Can you see? Covered in that cloud, that's Haggala. You can see the Ambewela farm buildings, the grasslands. Let me zoom in so that you can see the windmills. Those are the Ambewela windmills. Can you count how many are there? Right, this should help. Right. Let's zoom out now. You can see the farm buildings clearly. Let's stay in this angle. Move to the right. Right. Here we come. There are lots and lots of buildings, but look at these lush green fields. Looking absolutely breathtaking, aren't they? Some more. Look at that reservoir in the middle. Just beautiful, isn't it? This looks like a view from either Switzerland or maybe Scotland, somewhere in Western Europe. That's the reservoir. I just zoomed in so that you can get a view. Meanwhile, my friends are devouring on our breakfast, so I need to get going before they finish it. See the rest of the fields. Absolutely breathtaking, people. This is just amazing sight. A view that you can keep staring at for the rest of your life, I guess. Just amazing sight. Let me zoom pan around one more time so that I can get you this beautiful view once more. I'm sure the place must be full of visitors today, looking at those vehicles parked there. There are so many windmills. I think I can count approximately 12 windmills from here. Right, I'll see you with my vlog later. Okay, people, this is the view that we are rewarded with of the Ambewela New Zealand Farm. You can see this distant view. If you watched the previous video, I zoomed into most of these places. On that side we can see the windmills. Right, let me come to that point. That's where the windmills are. You can probably see those two state workers. They are going towards the farm. That's where the windmills and Ambewela farm buildings. There's Haggala here. There, that's Haggala. We can see Ambewela, the mountain here. Just below there is the black pool. Looking absolutely breathtaking. And this is the typical upcountry mountain forest. And I'm going to give you a 360-degree view so that you can see what the place is like. The bad news is this place is teeming with leeches. So as I speak, I can feel there are a lot of leeches crawling up their way along my legs. And this is the typical mountain forest, the cloud forest, very popularly known as. This is where they gather the water from the clouds and then make those tiny streams which turn into massive rivers that feed our country, that feed our people, that keeps us alive. Look at the path we came. It's actually not a path, it's a massive jeep track. Must have been in use for years in the past, but right now due to some restrictions from the farm and also the forest department, this road is not in use. Only as used as a footpath by the villagers of Ambewela and Dayagama. There's a bit of a breeze also. Just sorry to have wobbled you. And let me turn you around. This is the road that goes behind me, and the mountain forest behind that. And we are coming very soon towards the road that leads into the Ambewela New Zealand Farm. This has been a dream for me for many years. Today, finally, I managed to fulfill that. You can see that's the Ambewela Farm. Absolutely breathtaking. Just can't express how happy I am, how beautiful this view is. Just amazing sight. Okay, and I think, let me switch my hands once again so that I'm ready to stop the video when I need it. Right, folks, what do you think? This is probably the end of our journey. I actually wanted to do a couple of videos on our way downhill. Maybe we'll do it one near that massive tea processing center, Dayagama West. There was this nice beautiful pond also, providing it doesn't rain. Otherwise, this will be goodbye from Sri, from the viewpoint of Ambewela New Zealand Farm. Cheerio and take care. Okay, people, I think this is the place I promised you to take a video to end our journey. You can see this is the West Dayagama tea factory, one of the biggest I've ever seen. Even though it's rumored that Dambetan of Haputale is the biggest tea factory, I think this is also one of the biggest I've ever come across. I really love this pond over here and the reflection of the factory and that tower on the water surface. You can see it's perfectly still. I also saw a couple of cormorants here fishing for their lunch, and the rain actually it held, so she actually safeguarded our journey, protected us from the rain, and it was one hell of a trek. However, if I were to show you around where we were a couple hours ago, you would be very surprised. Right, okay, let me turn you around. This is the road that we have to go. My colleagues have already gone, and you can see this is the surrounding buildings of the tea factory, West Dayagama. Now actually I'm turning you around towards the East Dayagama side. Okay, that's the East Dayagama area that you can see now. If I were to turn around further, we were somewhere up there, I think less than an hour ago, but you can see now it's all dark and gloomy. Probably it's raining over there, so we got really lucky, managed to beat the rain. Okay folks, once again, this is Sri signing off from Dayagama, West Dayagama. I'll be seeing you with another trek in one of the days. Until then, care for the mother nature, stay safe, take care of yourself. Alright, cheerio then.